Walk fast.
An axe that does 100% more damage.
Pretty sure there used to be footstep noises too.
Black Lash.
Yeah. Black
Lash.
It's the Black Lash, man.
How do you feel about the Labyrinth level 5?
That's some intense voice acting. Oh yeah, there's the books that Schwa has to listen to. They're very, very awkward books. Schwa's gonna have a fantastic adventure. Just wait, Schwa. Because I guarantee you Blizzard doesn't have license on any of those assets anymore. So this is why they redid the voice acting, quote unquote, and you're gonna see something just amazing.
Oh, this fucker.
Look at me, I can teleport. XD.
This guy was really fucking annoying in Diablo 1.
Oh, all he does is teleport around uselessly.
Yeah.
Yup. Does this look like the catacombs to you, I was about to say Shadowflare, you're both always dead.
That's a new one right there.
Playing the part of Shadowflare.
Yeah. Because Shadowflare would be like lol AFK and then you just would never hear from her ever again. At least Shadowflare gave some warning. Usually.
Because when Schwa senses impending death, the first reaction is to throw it out a window.
Well, like when Schwa senses impending death, Schwa preemptively dies. Check out this intense effect here, Schwa.
How can you die if you're already dead?
Yeah. Ooh, prophetic testimony. Blizzard would really like that one.
Not ready yet.
Found some gems, except nothing socketed. Do you happen to have a ring out of this event?
Prophetic testimony?
Oh my god. Why is that ring so fucking big? Why is... Schwa, go into your inventory and look at the ring you got off of this thing.
Oh, that thing.
And look...
I didn't even see it. It was down in the corner. It was down in the corner.
Equip it. Equip it. And look at it compared to your other rings.
Fuck?
Here's another ring. If you needed another ring to compare it to... Put it in your other slot, and then... Yeah. Then equip it and look at it in your inventory. Just look at the sizes. This is how testing is done.
Oh, God. I'm just throwing things
How
around.
do you feel about traipsing around Labyrinth?
Spicy. You know, so they're using like that moth model or whatever it is for the gargoyles.
Yeah.
It only gets worse. It only gets worse. Believe me, it just...
Just, you know, why remodel things or model things at all when you have other assets you can use?
I mean, it's too expensive. It's not like we could just pull something out of World of Warcraft that would fit better.
Or just pull shit out of the game and give everything the fucking Carbots treatment. Yeah.
Yes. I doubt anyone in Blizzard would even know how to do that. I mean, given they didn't even know how you fix their fucking AI, I doubt they can figure out something as complicated as rendering a fucking plane.
Vile Frost, the Pitmaster.
Because we had giant goblins, right? You are all trapped in Grape Drink. Hey look, it's Godly Plate of the Whale with intelligence. Fantastic. Blizzard just was like, hey, there's this item's called Godly Plate of the Whale that everybody enchant or duplicates. So let's throw that in there because it's nostalgic and people will remember Diablo 1. See, we played our own game. See guys, we're gamers too.
Flesh Maul.
I've got a flesh mold for you right here.
Let's do this one.
He's coming to hit somebody with it.
That's what you use it for.
They had Desecrator in Diablo 1, right?
You gotta find the room that has the balls in it, one of which they don't even fucking use because they can delete the asset from the original map. It probably like snapped their entire scripting. Oh, listen to that one, Schwa.
Lies the chamber of bone. Eternal death awaits any who would seek to steal the treasures secured within this room. So speaks the Lord of Terror, and so it is written.
How spooky.
Those awkward pauses.
Guy was just given the script to read. Day of. Okay.
See goat. See goat see.
Why'd you have to write it in 9-point
See
font?
goat see do. Way of expanding ring.
Still trying to find all the extra bullshit.
Is there extra bullshit in this level?
I don't know. There's a lot of places we haven't been.
I like how the snakes are floating in the air.
That's Labyrinth. We actually ran away from the one we wanted to go into. I wasn't even looking at his name.
Labyrinth.
The Chamber of Bone.
Bone.
You get bone when you think about it.
You like this intense effect I get when I use leap? That's so good. It reminds me of something out of Sins of the Solar Empire. That's not a good feeling.
Suddenly we're in Act 5.
Schwa got the Chamber of Bone achievement. They had that in Diablo 1 too. You walked into an area and you got an achievement. It was really hip with the hardcore crowd. Felt like true gamers when they got that achievement. Just walking into an area was so difficult. They could post it to their Facebook friends. But it was MySpace back then.
I just got some lore for skeletal crawlers.
Now the Reaper's presence has revived many of those interred, with the bones of beasts rising again as
So that tells
Did you think those guys at Blizzard put so much work into their lore?
They are perfectionists.
Probably does 100 more damage than yours.
Was that called Tarzan?
Close enough.
Where do you draw it?
Bloody Shay probably sucks it out. He's a picket bot after all.
I did.
Let's set my inventory. I'm not supposed to sell anything if there's nobody in the town.
So for
So
those of
say
you who
the
are
Chamber
wondering,
of Bone is more or less bony than the rest of this so far.
the Chamber of Bones floor was actually comprised of bone. It was basically just a bunch of square rooms filled with bones, and every tile on them had a boner. So this is definitely a very far cry. This is just, oh, Act 5 has bones in it. Let's use that. In all likelihood, they no longer had anybody on staff who knew how to use 3ds Max, so they couldn't just copy-paste some bone textures around.
Where am I going?
Not the way.
You do not know the way.
Not the way.
You don't know the way. I know the way.
My brother.
I know the way, my brother. Oh, there's a pentagram on the ground. That's evil. That's satanic.
It's gonna get Blizzard an AO rating in America.
Yep.
Anal only.
Anal only. Catholic's favorite.
The literal loophole.
Still
That was
disappointed
some
with the lack of
intense
gore
shaking right
for
there.
these guys' necks.
Yeah, gore is too much for Diablo because Diablo is a casual game and casuals are scared by
Because
gore.
if I can
Yes.
handle it when I'm 7, I can't handle it when I'm 28.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very anti-godly.
Actually, one of the funny things about Games Done Quick is that they've got all these restrictions on what people can do while they're streaming and what they can say. But you can play games like Doom 2016.
I would get kicked from that event within like 5 seconds of starting a game.
Yeah.
I also don't think they're
Or
actually
before
allowed
starting.
to say anything bad about the games they're playing, because it's always, this is a very good game. They're very good at programming.
What if it's not bad? What if it's just observations? You'd be like, oh, look at this pixeliness. That's quite something.
'Cause you're oppressing those developers that don't get paid anything for doing their jobs. Missed the book over here.
Oh, Schwa, the book. You must. There's some of these books just like as you go further through this, you get more and more amazing. Because the janitor they pulled out of the closet to voice act it is like, he just loses interest within like a minute.
I can see what you see not.
Ready for some
Vision
shit?
milky, then eyes rot. When you turn, they will be gone, whispering the hidden song. Then you see what
Do you
cannot
think-
be. Shadows move where light should be. Out of darkness, out of mind, cast down into the halls of the blind.
Some nice emo poetry.
See, you think they're done talking, but then it's just kidding. We got like another 5 minutes. This is one way of cleaning out your inventory.
Yes.
I remember in Requiem Bloody Mare doing this.
Yeah,
it's just like a cube of crap.
chasing after you, sucking it up.
Yep.
Ready for some intense shit in the halls of the blind?
Oh, you got an achievement.
The spiders are making short work of everything.
This reminds me of my God of War 1 encode in that desert. Because my compression settings were not very good, and it just made this giant gradient mess. It's good to know that a real-time, non-compressed product looks significantly worse than that.
Not to mention that I don't think Diablo 1 had this much color banding.
No, it didn't. This is like if Diablo 1 was applied through a 8-bit filter. Like maybe like 64 colors. And then upscaled and then downscaled using something like Bic. Oh man, that's so opulent. Ooh, it's a buckle boon.
Reusable parts.
Got some reusable parts for you. My brain is not amongst them after this. Whatever they downloaded off of gamedev.net just wasn't tested at all.
Like everything else though.
Yep.
Well, it is one of the fun things about those years of having things like VSync and shit is they never actually communicated with the monitors, so they didn't actually work properly. All it would end up doing is just making it so the point of tearing would be in the same spot every single time.
That's fantastic.
I just vibrated furiously on the wall there. If you get stuck on the wall, you vibrate furiously and it just looks like a blur of pixels.
Yep.
Like right here.
Basically.
Yeah, it happens without this, but for some reason this angle really antagonizes it. Their collision is just
How do you feel about this overly
horrible.
dark hallway with nothing in it?
So dramatic, man.
It's just this glowing...
How do you feel about this this beacon to Olympus over here? Like how the swing sounds are from Diablo 2 and sound even more shitty than the Diablo 1 stuff. Because they didn't bother to do anything with the 22k Zsaurus. They just copy-pasted out Diablo 2's executable through it in Diablo 3 and called it a day. Like, not at all remotely fitting. Also, there's still weapon trails, which look even more fucked up. This guy's a busted-ass animation. Like, the fact that their animations are screwed up looks even worse in this setting, because it really brings it out.
Grim.
Oh man, that's grim.
Shiv Calamity.
My pack is full.
Burden Invasion. That does describe this game. Spirit Totem. Couldn't even remove the interactable objects from the original D5 acts out of here because their game probably hard codes them all into the tile set. That is definitely something Blizzard would do.
Probably don't know how to make exceptions.
Pretty much.
Without making an entirely new tile set, and then they have to go in and change the hard code.
And that's scary.
It's also
We
fun.
have to outsource for that.
The only exceptions they know how to make is the one that crashed the game, you know?
Yep. You notice that the amount of monsters that spawn have just mysteriously dropped since the first area? You notice that the acid beasts don't drop acid when they die?
Why would they do that?
I've become strong.
Game doesn't support it, I guess.
Dropping acid isn't PG.
Clearly. You know, it reminds people of aliens, and that's just no bueno.
Reminds people of doing drugs.
Too scary. It's not Catholic.
Hi guys. Yeah, we had barbarians and witch doctors the other one, right?
I prefer to think them as wang doctors because if they shake your hand, they'll steal your penis.
I know I do.
Down here.
So normally, when you're in this place,
Hot down here.
you have lava, but unfortunately, because Diablo 3 doesn't have a tile set with lava in it,
Thank
we
God.
just have to use Theater of the Mind for this.
Diablo is burgeoning testosterone from up here now.
Yep.
This is the black mushroom.
Black shrooms.
So as you may recall, the
I can't carry any more.
the cave area in Diablo 3 had more open areas and cheese in it.
Yeah, all those little items, you want to hang on to them. Do you hear the music?
Yes. It's very quiet. We don't want to scare our casual audience. Check out the cheese.
There's really a question of can you hear it, because I barely can.
I'm overburdened.
Yeah, it's very, very, very low. And look, it's another one of those giant goblins. I'm really playing World of Warcraft.
Pants!
Got the legendary.
Pack is full.
Pants? At least it wasn't a sock. You'd be missing it pretty
The
quickly.
mortal strap.
Mortal strap.
Oh, now I can become indestructible. Because I wasn't already.
I'm still using a gray weapon. Because I haven't found anything better.
I think I've dropped like.
I've dropped it like, yeah.
They're all shittier than it.
Come over here.
Dumb.
Hold on, there's Broken Storm.
I've become more formidable.
Intense. I found a schwa. This
On
item
the
belongs
next
to
level.
someone else and cannot be picked up.
Is that because it's jammed? What?
That's garbage.
Or the
Garbage.
visceral vein?
Garbage. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That does like 100% more damage.
I've been finding weapons like this left and right.
This is what I was using.
Me too.
When have you dropped it?
Let's see what's over here. Oh, the game just started lagging.
Oh, it's Black Storm.
Focus.
Black Storm.
Over here.
Isn't that intense?
Black.
He's black, man. This hombre is black.
It's riveted gore. And terror demons in Diablo 1, right?
That sounds terrifying.
And while there's cats killing each other in the background.
Hmm.
I didn't want to pick
Check it out,
Oh,
Schwa.
Jesus. What the fuck?
I like how they walked right past it. They probably never even saw it. It was literally right on top of them. But
What?
Diablo 3 lighting, so good. Wasn't that intense, Schwa? Don't you feel like you're really playing
Suddenly
Diablo 3?
sound like the Inspector Gadget music.
That's Metzen's theme.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There was the Black Anvil.
I didn't even go over this
Oh.
one yet.
It was inside the wall, so it's like really easy to miss unless you moused over it as you passed over.
That's an anvil?
Yeah.
Looks like a piece of the fucking wall sticking out.
Yeah. I
Yep.
thought it was as well.
That's why you guys probably walked right past it without even realizing it. There was nothing over there anyways.
Wasn't
You know,
this
somebody-
place like called something other than the labyrinth by now?
Yes. It was
This was the
catacombs,
cave.
and then the cave, and then hell.
The cave was less of a
Technically,
cave
we're
and
in
more like
hell
a
right
giant
now.
cavern of lava
Yeah.
and dogs.
I've got obsidian lords. By obsidian lord, I mean blood amps.
That's grim. I like how the barrels are really small. The one that Schwa shot is like 3 times,
Yeah, I
like a
was
third of the size.
noticing that. I was wondering what the fuck was going on. Why are the barrels so tiny now? Stuck on random things.
You just kind of, it looked like you just walked into them. It didn't even look like you swung at them.
It's weird how, whereas Diablo 1, what's weird is how, whereas Diablo 1 would start scaling up monster spawns by this point, we have actually dramatically tapered off to what we sort of would be seeing in the very beginning of Diablo 1.
Fang's Spire.
There's just like nothing in these giant, long, pointless hallways. Like, we are so far from Diablo 1, it's not even funny. Like, not even the slightest shred of an effort was made at this stage.
Molten Core event. I feel like Blizzard does these events to try to quash people thinking that their older games were better in any way.
Yeah.
People look at Molten Core and are like, oh, it's got all this broken shit in it, and blah blah blah. That's because none of the fucking mechanics work when you have like 8-second cooldowns with the curse thing.
Yeah, Molten Core was such a mess for such a large variety of reasons. Not the least of which you could actually ignore the vast majority of the mechanics. Only things you really couldn't ignore was stuff like the CC and other garbage, but it was really just overall a mess.
The buffer schwa.
Just so that puppies have to like stand around and like coordinate in some
Razor
degree.
Scale was just the retarded bullshit because a lot of the early raids, people decided we have to kite,
Yep.
and then nobody could fucking kite, and then you'd end up
Kind of like
there like for hours until the stars aligned.
Kind of like how I was on my death knight and you guys had me kite for Gluff because you didn't have anybody else who knew how to kite.
I've become more formidable.
That was, that's still a memory I hold. And then as a direct result of, oh my god, of people not knowing how to kite is you had hunters buying people to go on their account and do their quest.
Yeah, like, why are these barrels so small?
I don't know.
Like, here's
Bring
one
Schwa
here.
over. No! Oh, God!
I've seen them.
I think the pieces get bigger when they break.
Just big thing on the ground. Look at this
Look
skeleton.
at Z fighting.
Yes, that skeleton looks really out of place.
Check this out. Doesn't it look intense? Wow. So good.
Here's another barrel. There you go.
What is wrong with the barrels? Oh, it doesn't get super big when it dies.
For some reason that one just kind of split open.
It's weird. You like how it's just like individual demons every now and then?
Yes, the areas just become vacant.
They just... they have really no idea what they're doing at all.
I have no budget left to place monsters anymore.
Oh, God. I would believe it. We already devoted $10 to this. You want me to buy more monster spawns?
Because man, it took me like 6 man-hours to find this filter to stick on our game on GameDev.net. You want me to do more? This is gonna get too costly for us, man. It's gonna put us out of business.
Activision's gonna get angry. Kotick is gonna start sending me emails again. And suddenly we have like monsters. All 20 of the monsters that were in the zone are just in that one hall. Oh, there was big barrels over here.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Here too.
Isn't that strange?
Are there penis monsters in the other one?
No, that's Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma just has. Oh yeah, no, Schwab bought Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah. It was like $13, so.
So you also get to use our hilarious pawns.
Yes, Schwab gets to use our amazing pawns.
Does this look like hell to you? There's fire.
This cheese.
There's a rust lever. It's gonna make us rusty. This Blizzard's inspiration for the rust storm.
I like how the rust storm didn't actually do anything.
Wait a minute, is this supposed to be hell?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be hell.
Oh.
Well, I said there's fire. Got a steel toe.
Carry any
The
more.
most iconic part of Diablo 1, and you just had to use existing assets.
Oh, just wait until you see the end of this place.
You should listen to this book, Schwa. It's really good.
These armories of hell are home to the warlord of blood. In his wake lay the mutilated bodies of thousands. Angels and man alike have been cut down to fulfill his endless sacrifices to the Dark Ones, who scream for one thing: blood.
Leave.
I don't think Blizzard realized that the reason why it's called Godly Plate of the Whale is because that's what the stats were on it. Because just like D2, they had suffixes and prefixes. And yet the Godly Plates of the Whale that drop in this have random prefixes and suffixes,
The annoying stuff.
thereby missing the entire point.
Where'd they go? There's something that can even finalize.
Custom for that.
Yes, they had some androgynous succubi from the act that should not even be mentioned because it's such a fucking atrocious
Life
pile of
is full.
shit.
You had these things, and yep, too late.
Why bother bother doing something nostalgic if you're just gonna reuse assets from, like, their current game? Like,
Because
sure, it
Blizzard
wouldn't be
prefers
too
to name drop.
difficult to recreate Diablo 1's textures and shit, even if you didn't have...
They literally could have
access.
recreated the fucking game in here without too much work, because they already have all the assets.
Like I said, they probably didn't have the license for that. It's all like
That's why Blizzard's
third-party
so
crap.
salty about ever mentioning Blizzard North.
I mean, all Blizzard really is ever interested in is name dropping. If they can name drop things to make people think that they're playing to nostalgia, that's good enough for them. Anything more is just too expensive.
Well, it's going to be comical to see what they do with the classic WoW servers.
I don't understand how hard it is just to take an existing build, throw it on a server, and be done with it. Like, that's all you actually need to
Blizzard
do.
needs special server technology in order to do it.
You don't. And if that's their
They probably
excuse,
wanna
anyone who takes that
implement,
is literally
like,
retarded.
Battle.net friends and shit into it and all this other crap.
There is actually no excuse for not being able to do it within like 20 minutes. Like, it's just,
No,
there
there's
is
really
actually
simple
not an
things.
excuse.
Just the context of it. But they're not going to.
Blizzard is just so fucking bad. They just cost themselves money and time needlessly.
Attack Void.
Divine Eater. That must be Little Billy.
We also got this.
How about the Sinister
Sinister
Scepter?
and Virile Mantle.
We need to find our virile traps again.
The real disappointment of Diablo 3 is there's no man catchers.
I know, huh? You know how many people got butthurt by the name Mancatcher? It was insane. A lot of people got butthurt by that.
That's the lazier.
Another godly plate of the whale. Any other stuff I could probably say, okay, whatever, but this is iconic. There should be like blood, bones, and people crucified, and
That wouldn't be PG-13.
so disappointing.
What
Basically,
this
how I
event?
felt about every one of their anniversary events is how disappointing.
This event is basically, look, we know how to change text in a string file. XD.
You could have done all this shit, you know, bring people into it or whatever the fuck. But no, you're just gonna be lazy. This is how we celebrate our, like, 20, 30-year anniversaries. Or in the unholy altar, its name changed. Holy fuck.
Wow, we're back in Act 1 again.
There's some advocates to sell us the benefits of the Dark Lord and Savior.
Man, that's some Harry Potter
They
shit.
go door to door.
I hope they like my cheese.
It's the Book of Lazarus.
Whoa!
I can't. I can't click on it.
God!
Nobody can yet.
You don't know how to read.
Well, I am Barbie.
Fear betrays you.
That was rude.
There's a door.
You're a door.
Here, I'll go launch myself inside of it.
I can't carry any more. I've become.
Oh, he just shot meatballs at me. He wants to add to Schwa's spaghetti.
My pack is full.
All those books do is unlock the doors,
Pretty much.
apparently.
This area was a little strange.
You ready for going straight back into the labyrinth?
I've got a shaft. Open wide.
Sure he'll like that.
Do you like this Diablo 1 portal we've got here? Because even so much as recoloring the other one we had was just too much work.
This thing is fuzzy as all hell because there's so many other post-process effects around it. Because it's not even the fucking Diablo 1 graphic anymore. They just... It's the regular fucking portal.
Yep.
You ready for where
in the
Blizzard
ground.
polishes your knob?
Sure looks like Diablo 1 to me.
This cannot be opened yet.
Oh look,
Picking.
glowing door switches. You should come touch it, Schwa. You gotta fulfill that adrenaline addiction.
These minions.
Yes, they were attacking stuff through the door.
Darkness awaits
This
you.
cannot be opened yet. I feel more powerful.
That's dark, man.
What I like is this is just nothing like the Zelda at all.
Did he just like
dark
charge it
lord.
here and then casually walk away for a minute?
Yeah.
He totally had that ability within Diablo 1. He's also like, his gamma is just totally fucked. Ooh, it's Element Bane.
Who has holy bolt?
The sad thing is, despite the fact they don't know how to configure gamma, still looks a lot better than the one in Diablo 3.
Okay.
By the way, something I want you to do is compare this cinematic to the original one. Because they have made some adjustments to this. For example, you'll notice that the child no longer exists in the beginning of this cinematic. They actually removed the part where what's-his-face turns into...
A child.
Oh no, never mind. This is where it happens. No, yeah, they removed something. What was it they removed? It wasn't the child. Yeah, they still have him.
Turn off the option to skip cinematics before that popped up, so I didn't even see it.
They had the child. There was something they removed. I thought it was a child because it's been a while, but it was something else they removed. I have a comparison video of it anyways. Oh, yeah! I believe that was the part they changed. It wasn't the child. It was something to do with that. I hear schwa.
I can't carry any more.
Yes, I have a comparison. I made a comparison. I went back to the recording of Diablo 1 that Nep had sent me because there was definitely something off about this cinematic. For one, the quality is actually lower than that in Diablo 1. Schwa is very intensely
My pack is
clicking.
full.
Schwa is probably foaming the mouth on the floor.
So, Schwa, how did you feel about that?
I'm overburdened.
The genuine Diablo 1 experience?
Wow, it's like I never played the entire first game at all. This game is just so much better.
I really, like, I gotta go back and see what the difference was in that cinematic, because I know there was something that
Now
got,
you gotta go
like,
back
they changed
into
something.
The changed Tristram, and you get all their little lore tidbits by touching bodies.
I wonder if Schwa will eventually go mad from this game.
Sonic 2006 didn't do it.
Yeah.
This is a very, very good contender for Sonic 2006. So the changes, the exact changes, is in the final sequence when he rams the Soul Stone into his head. In the original video, you can see the body of the child next to him. That was censored in this version. You no longer can see him there. And also, the face is completely different and the voice is different. The quality is also significantly worse.